If you've ever felt uninspired or maybe are stuck in trying to figure out what you want to do in the decor of your home, well, there's some tips that I have in this video to help bring back and refresh your creativity. Hi everyone, it's Carol from Discover Interior Design, and I'm so glad you're here. Well, in this video, we're going to be talking about kind of creative blocks. So things that can prevent us from really carrying out our vision of something that we want to do in our home, whether it's decorating a room or doing something that is just going to refresh a room. I'm going to give you some ideas on how to get unstuck and just to kind of bring back your creative spirit so that you can move forward and have fun decorating your home. And one of the first things that can kind of prevent us from moving forward is perfectionism. And we may have something in our mind where a design or our design concept needs to be perfect with every detail planned out so much that we almost stop and we don't even carry out our vision. We just kind of stay stuck in that planning stage. So I have some tips for you on how to think about that and how to kind of refresh yourself and kind of get back into that neat mode of decorating and doing interior design in your home. One of the first things that you can think about doing is just starting small. So instead of starting with this big, huge project that may seem kind of overwhelming, just start with some little small changes in your home. One small fun thing that you can do is just to relocate something that you have in a room. So maybe that's placing your table lamp on a different table, or maybe even in another room, or maybe rearranging or adding new items on your coffee table, or even reorganizing the display on your bookshelf. And another area that is kind of fun to reorganize is something that is behind closed doors. So that could mean your linen closet or even where you keep your dishes. Just anything where you can kind of have fun rearranging things. So when you open up your cabinet doors, it looks really beautiful in there because you just took some time and had some fun reorganizing all of your dishes. And another way that you can spark your creativity is just to add something new to a room. Maybe you go out and you find this really cool fabric, or maybe you even design your own fabric. And you love to use that fabric to make a throw pillow, but you don't know how to sew. Well, interior designer Andrea Hundley has on her YouTube channel a great video about a no-sew throw pillow project. That is super easy to do. You don't need a sewing machine, and you can create this wonderful throw pillow out of this fabric that you really love. And it's just kind of adding something new to your room to kind of help refresh everything. And I'll leave the link to Andrea's video in this description if you want to check that out. Other new things that you can add to your room would be buying a new plant and a neat container to put it in, or a new piece of art. Or what about a new set of sheets, and maybe in this color that's really bold and vibrant? Or what about reupholstering and repainting a neat chair that you found at a vintage shop and just taking some time to find a fabric and figure out a paint color or a new stain color so that you can add that new item into your home. And when you do have a larger project, it's helpful to break that down into different steps so you have milestones along the way. And that way it kind of helps you from getting stuck just in that kind of planning stage so that you can follow through and really bring your vision to life. One thing that's helpful is just to kind of work backwards. Have a goal in mind when you want to have that project completed. Then the other big milestone to think about is when you want to have that design concept ready enough where you can start to work with contractors or schedule when everyone can come in to work on your home, or order supplies and order materials, and where you can really start to plan out that schedule to meet that goal of when you'd like to have everything completed. And then before that, set a goal of when you want to have your design concept ready. And a design concept really is just kind of an idea of how you want everything to look and feel, all the materials that you want to use, all the products you want to use, the style that you're going for, and maybe you even have some ideas of budget. But what it is, it's just kind of a plan so that when you do get to that point when you want to hire a painter, that you'll have those paint colors ready to go. And a couple things that you can think about when you are working in that planning stage, figuring out a design concept, because that's the goal, is you really want to think about how you want things to look and feel in this room that you're redoing. And so just have that in mind and set little goals or little milestones under that. So say if you are remodeling a bathroom, well, maybe one of the first things you want to do is narrow down what tile you want to use, or which tile will go on the wall and which tile will go on the floor. And then narrow down what paint colors you want to use. Just kind of break everything down into these manageable steps, and that'll make everything a little bit easier. There are two tools that I think are really helpful in planning out any sort of interior design or decorating project in your home. One of them is a mood board. And a mood board is this fun way of visualizing how you want your room to look and feel, or your home to look and feel. It's a way for you to collect ideas and brainstorm and gather materials and different design styles, and just to place it on a board so that you can kind of visualize how everything is working together. And that helps you to kind of get all your ideas out there. And then it also helps you to kind of narrow things down, just kind of refine your design concept. And another thing that I think is really helpful as creative people to have with you is a design journal. And this could be a journal with lines on the writing paper, or just a sketchbook, but something where you can jot down your design ideas, or just do some doodling, or sketch, or cut out pictures from magazines of things that you love. And it's just a place for you to collect ideas and that you can refer back to when you need some inspiration. And you can think about having a design journal maybe for a specific project. So if you are thinking of a bathroom remodel, maybe just buy a little notebook where this will be just all about your bathroom remodel, where you just kind of collect ideas and brainstorm ideas, and maybe even use it throughout the whole process so that you can see your vision come to life. And another thing that can happen is maybe we compare ourselves to what other people are doing, or what the latest trends are out there. And we can think of this maybe as keeping up with the Joneses. And so if we get stuck in looking at what other people are doing, or what the latest trends are, and feeling like we need to follow all of that, then that can kind of stifle our creativity. We want to refresh our creative voice and go back to what it is that we really love, because our home is really a place where we express ourselves, and it's unique to us. And so we need to kind of refresh that creative voice so that we're not listening to all these things that are going on around us, but just kind of listening to our own voice. And there are a couple things that you can do just to kind of bring that back to life. One of them is do something else that's creative that you love to do. You're a creative person, and I bet that you either play an instrument, or maybe you do painting, or you sew, or you garden. And just take some time to kind of step back about thinking about what you're going to do in your home, and just step back and do something else that's creative, that kind of fills that creative reservoir. And the other thing that you can think about doing is maybe you want to hone up on some of your skills. And so maybe that's learning more about space planning or learning more about color. So finding some resources out there to help you feel more confident about your skills. And then also, I want to go back to having a design journal because this is a place where, yeah, we can record information and jot down ideas about interior design, but it's also a place for you to jot down ideas about things that you love. Maybe you love fashion, and so just making sketches of some neat dresses that you saw out there or neat patterns that you saw. Think of your design journal just as a creative collection of everything that you love that can inspire you and remind you of how creative you are. And another thing that we may experience is just that sense of all these different choices, this overwhelming variety of things out there. And that can almost lead us to not know how to make a decision or how to narrow down choices or even know where to start. And so there are a couple things that you can do to kind of get out of that stage so that you can feel and be more creative. When you are working on a project, even if it is just choosing a new paint color, you want to think about how you want your room to look and feel, because then that will lead you to certain colors. Plus, when you do have those certain colors, or maybe it's a palette of colors, then just stick with that, because in that way, that makes your decision making a lot easier. And say you want to buy new furniture, just narrow down the style, the design that you want, because then that way you're not looking everywhere for furniture, because you may have a design style that fits more with IKEA, or maybe you have a design style that fits more with Pottery Barn. And just making a decision about which way you want to go, that will help you narrow down your choices and make that sense of being overwhelmed a lot easier, because you know what you want for a room. And another thing that you can do to take a break from feeling overwhelmed with all of this oversaturation of design ideas is to take a walk. And this is a great way just to literally get away from where you live and just to take in a different scenery. And when you're taking a walk, bring your design journal with you. This is a chance for you to jot down ideas or jot down things that kind of inspire you, maybe colors of things or patterns or textures. Create some sketches or do some writing. Anything that you notice, write it down or even take photos of things. All of that's super important, because all of that will help to refresh your creativity so that when you start to think about decorating your home again, you'll have some new ideas and a new approach. And I'd love to find out from you, what are things that you have done to kind of refresh your creativity and to feel inspired again? So please share your ideas in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.